everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for episode 25 of our Arizona Cardinals franchise mode. Our first time in the playoffs as a 13-4 squad, and you might not be able to find a more perfect matchup as we're taking on our Madden 23 main channel franchise squad in the 9-8 Carolina Panthers. A team that, while they don't necessarily line up exactly with our number one ranked offense in the NFL, they still have a top 10 offense. They threw the most passing touchdowns in the entirety of the league, which is ridiculous, especially if you're paying attention to the Panthers in real life. Here on Monday, just fired Frank Reich, kind of in a little bit of turmoil. Plus, both these defenses absolutely suck outside of takeaways. The Panthers have the most takeaways in the NFL. We have the third most takeaways in the NFL. Helps that we got a premier pass rusher. I'm going to assume Brian Burns isn't going off for the Carolina Panthers, but this game has all of the makings for an absolute shootout. What in the hell did Bryce Young do this year? 40 touchdowns on 4,500 yards. Was he superstar, Dev? Okay. I assume he didn't get a lot of help. You got Miles Sanders here. Obviously, it's tough to scope this just within the context of Madden because you're looking in real life for some of these players. Obviously, not going this way. Miles Sanders does not look like a great free agency signing. Obviously, he's been getting outplayed by the Canadian Chuba Hubbard. But, I mean, that's, he's a complimentary player here in this Carolina Panthers offense. As far as receiving is concerned, top dog is Adam Thielen. Not crazy on yards, but 13 touchdowns. Very impressive. Does a lot of work. Very reliable. They got Quez Watkins, who, ironically enough, we signed in our last year franchise. And Quez, if you don't know Quez, he's one of the most overpowered Madden receivers. Has prolific speed, 97 speed, 95 acceleration. And unlike in real life, he pretty much catches anything. Hayden Hurst, good role player. Jonathan Mingo, nice third option. I assume they're probably going to have him in the slot, if not Thielen. But, I mean, I'm not seeing a guy there that's making me shaking my boots, make any of my DBs shaking their boots. Defensively, led by Shaq Thompson, 122 tackles. They have no one really prolific get out to the quarterback. Derek Brown, 17 TFL, 7.5 sacks. That's pretty good on that D-line. But Brian Burns, only 4 sacks on the year. Losing dev traits. Ugh. When did he lose his superstar? Last year? Back-to-back, not great years of Frank Reich failing to utilize Brian Burns. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, he's probably not going to play like that against us. I absolutely could see Brian Burns taking this game over, abilities or not. And I can see him, especially if we don't get our assignments right, going up against, say, Paris Johnson. He could get 4 sacks in a single freaking game. We know the kind of player that Brian Burns is. But they have them up there with takeaways with us, man. And, if there was one thing that really stamped our Panthers franchise last year in Madden 23, it was the secondary. We had insane amount of J.C. Horn, the Horn Dog, C.J. Henderson, got a crazy amount of interceptions. Keith Taylor, Dante Jackson, Jeremy Chin, like the familiar faces seen, and they were prolific. And they still play really, really well. 5 picks, Dante Jackson, 4 for Jeremy Chin, 3 for Shaq Thompson, 3 for the Horn Dog. So if Kyler Murray gets a little loose with it, and we have seen Kyler Murray on occasion get a little loose with the football, we will absolutely get punished here ahead of this matchup. So let's take a look here at the playoff bracket. Understand where we're at. Understand that we are one game away from being able to almost sniff the Super Bowl, which would be absolutely ridiculous. But it has been upsets galore here in the playoffs. The 7-seed Steelers beat the 2-seed Browns. The 6-seed Texans beat the Chiefs. There's no Chiefs. There's no Dallas in this playoff run. We could not have got a more perfect role as the 1 seed than that. And looking at this matchup, I'll tell you right now. If you don't know, now you know. As an Eagle fan, as a fan IRL of a 10-1 squad, I need to find other ways to find an underdog. And my team that I'm pulling for in the AFC is very much the Houston Texans. I was leaning that way, even if they kind of sucked this year and weren't above expectations, just because absolutely love the hire of D'Amico Ryans. And they have a lot of players that I like. John Mechie, great story, should be comeback player of the year. But for them in this world to take down the final boss in a matchup where Patrick Mahomes threw 2 picks. The defense was lights out. Who was it? It was my boy. Was my boy Jalen Petrie. It's 2 picks from the veteran Stephon Gilmore. Left Dallas, went up or down the road. Not up on my Dallas, Texas geography of where, the difference is between those two things. But That is a gigantic upset. And then another upset. The 5 seed Jets beat the 4 seed Indianapolis Colts. I could get rid of the webcam. We'll just trust it. The Packers winning this one as the 4 seed. Not an upset. But we have the Eagles handling business. But look at this upset. The way that we are playing the Carolina Panthers. They upset the 2 seed Bucks. 28-25. And really, they that shouldn't even be close. Look, somehow they gave up 18 points to the Bucks in the 4th. Maybe that'll be something to keep an eye on, especially if we get, back against the wall. We know that this team doesn't play a full 4 quarters. Bryce Young, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Nothing too crazy. Rachaad White had some success on the ground. Got to watch Bryce Young keeping the football there. Got a rushing touchdown to his name. Thielen, 2 touchdowns. Nothing. Not scared right now looking at this team. 1 sack. They got a half sack between Carl Meadows and DJ Johnson. Fulton with an interception. They threw. I mean, sure, they grinded away victory, but I'm not seeing anything there that makes me think we are going to pull a Dallas Cowboys and as a 1 seed, as the hype team from the NFC, lose our first and only playoff game. That is not going to happen here. We're going to come with a hell of a game plan. We got Ben Johnson, former offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, now pulling the strings here in Arizona. He is going to cook up something. We know they want to throw the football. I'm definitely not stopping and focusing on Miles Sanders. What I want to do is to take away the short pass, take away the easy throws from Bryce Young, and make him have to force them because he threw 2 picks. I think that's exactly the game plan that the Tampa Bay Bucks had. It just fell a little bit short. How we want to attack them? Well, they throw a lot of takeaways. This means we probably don't want to focus on the deep ball, but I am very much in line with throwing the ball short here in this matchup. And let's go, man, right away. I don't need to worry about mini games. It is the first freaking playoff game. I have not played Madden. I'm telling you right now. I've been slacking for the last, month. Some of it is I've been sick. Other it's just Madden's just in that weird spot again. Or if you're across the board, if you're not making the clickbait, I made a whole team of running backs in one video type videos. It is what it is. And I might have to stoop to those depths at this point just to try to, infuse the channel here a little bit. But I want daily uploads. We got to get back into it. And I think right now, rolling in December, daily uploads, we are going for it. I promise you. At least every day this week, there's going to be daily. And once you get in that rhythm, it's absolute easy. But the reason why I highlight that is not only make a promise to you guys that content is going to be coming more often, but I have not touched Madden. I have not played a single snap. Have not been on the sticks since last Thursday. It's been 4 days. Ice cold. And I am just going into the most important game of our main channel franchise. We get a nice little upgrade here for Marco Wilson, who with all of our boosts is playing like an 85 overall corner on the other side of number 1 overall pick, Kenny Hodges. Am I a little worried that I'm coming to this ice cold? Little bit, yeah, a little bit. But in the end, they're not stopping us. We are not one and done. If we get to the championship game, lose, we're ahead of schedule. This team went from worst to first. But at the end of the day, we are not losing to the 9-8 Carolina Panthers. I promise you that. Let's go, baby. No messing around. Divisional round. Kyler versus Bryce Young. Similar quarterbacks. Super hype coming out of college. Concerns about their size, their durability. And here they are, staring each other in the face. NFC Championship game on the line. But you know what? Push comes to shove. Let's get right into it, man. Kyler Murray's not going to let us down here today. We got B.J. Ojolari, who has broken the sack record. And Bryce Young keeps it, runs for his life on first down. Got to keep an eye on that, man. You don't think big-time scramble, especially with his slender frame, not as athletic as a Kyler Murray type. But that's going to be one of those annoying things where it's like, hey, how many times is he going to be able to keep a drive going with his legs because we're not spying him properly? My God. Unstoppable! Quez Watkins! God damn, I feel like I'm getting stabbed in the back here. So I made Quez Watkins a thing in Madden. And for him to do that, it's disrespectful. And he ran away with the number 1 overall pick in the goddamn league with 6 picks to his name. All right, we saw what they did. Our turn with the ball. We have to score. We got to trade. At minimum, we have to trade. And I don't mean scoring. I don't mean getting to field goal range. Touchdown for touchdown. There we go. Calvin Austin out the backfield on the Texas route. Big time shot there. 23 yards into Panther territory. Gonna run the hot hand here. Calvin Austin, second level. Oh my God, Calvin Austin again into the second level. And with him, you always want to try to get out of bounds to limit the chance of fumble. There's an injury there to the rookie. I think that's the first round pick there of the Panthers. Hollywood Brown! Hollywood! Oh, he dropped it. That was a great ball from Kyler Murray. We need to get helped out there by our highest rated skill position player. 3rd and 8. Might need to try to see if we can get House over the middle of the field here. There we go. Good grab. Right at the sticks. We'll say more often than not, slants have not been as reliable in Madden 24 as they have been previous Maddens. That's remains true there. That's pretty well covered. We'll go mesh. This is one of our go-to plays just because it just gets generally Marcus House out in space. And timing was all off on that one. Okay, we got to get something here. Take the points. Let's go, Larry. My God, Bryce Young. That's been at least twice that he is just not most quarterbacks won't be surviving. That is going to be a sack that he has kept off the board, which doesn't show up on the stat sheet, doesn't show up on the box score, but he is. You got to figure this out. Come on, man. Miles Sanders is ass, dude. This is unbelievable. This is the game. Out of all the games, this is the game that this is going to happen. Our team's going to fall apart. Missed tackles. Not get any pressure. Not cover. I don't think they have a single wide receiver over an 80. And they're just, oh, yeah, there you go. Adam Thielen catches everything. You need to wake up. A sack is how we get it. Ojulari going against Turnstile, Taylor Moton. I remember. Yes! This is where we got to get it going. How's that a half sack, man? He fucking piggybacked him down to the ground. Give him his full sack. How does he get that off? That intentional grounding? Throw the flag. Intentional grounding. Let's go. That is what we need to see. And it's roughing the passer. What? Oh, no. You idiot. You idiot. What? That's where... There's no way. Oh my God. All right, cool. Yeah, and just a fucking wide receiver max up man, Zaven Collins. He better be down. Like that looks so much like if he's not, it's how much more are they gonna get? Booth review. Give me the ball back. Plays overturned. Thank you. They got all their momentum meter going, which is not ideal. We gotta get something going here. Nothing there, man. Just too long to develop. No one's getting separation. And even though we're 13 wins and whatever, right? 1 seed. Still very little confidence in my squad throwing 50-50 balls that they're going to be able to come down with something there. Let's take off with Kyler. Get your goddamn blocks. Needed that. So the run game has been okay. Pass game non-existent. And now we're getting our classic Marcus House just not on the field for some reason. You can watch that one 10 times. No one got open at all. And that pushes us probably out of field goal range here. We did get press. Good look. If someone can get open, which just hasn't happened. And it's just classic fucking drop. Claypool, not just worthless. Out there getting cardio more often than not. Can we trust our kicker here? What's going to be 60? If we got any wind with us, 2 wind, I'm going for it. Perfect kick. From 60. And it is good, baby. Punt that. Come on. Trust our goddamn kicker. Come on, someone get home. So if I drop back with a linebacker, he's just going to scramble because my pass rush can't get home. And then if I try to pass rush, he's able to either get an easy completion across the middle of the field against a linebacker, or they run it with Miles Sanders and he breaks 4 or 5 tackles like he's goddamn Shady McCoy. All right, let's get a stop here. We're going to bring a little bit of pressure. Come on, man. How are they catching it? I don't know. Tell you right, all I know right now is with how Carolina is playing, we can't kick field goals. We are going to they're going to get theirs all day long. That's a hold. No hold. Even though my guy just got strangled off the edge. Cool. Just might as well just escort them into the end zone at this rate. Hey, there you go. You're free 10 yards. Oh, you want another? You need 8? Here you go. I'll actually give you an extra 10. Go right in the middle of the eye there. It's going to be wide open. Oh, here comes the audibles. We're going to need to counter that with our own audibles. All right, and like every other time, we've had it covered, and we can't get pressure, and we don't punish them. He's audible into something here. There we go. Finally, an incompletion. It feels like he's complete. Even though he's 10 of 14, I don't believe that. I feel like that is our first incompletion that force of the game here. 3rd and goal. I'm going to gamble that we can get home. Ojulari, sack leader, single season. There we go. Beautiful. Claypool, go! Now, we're not a big screen team at all. Maybe we can get them by surprise. We got to just pull out all the stops here to try to get something going. And Roosevelt Bonds gets us 9. Has to be a touchdown here. I'm 4 down territory. 9 points doesn't do anything, especially with how much time they would have. They'd probably get another touchdown. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. We get the ball coming out second half. Tied up at 21. I'm going to manifest that as the script here. Because we're so far down, though, we got to throw the ball a lot. Not going to say we have to abandon the run. But against a team like this that just forces ass ton of turnovers, you're just giving them that many more opportunities to make a play. 3rd and 10 on the night. Oh, come on. And, where is fucking House, man? We gotta go Rondell here, I think. Oh, Kyler! Has not scrambled a lot this year. But when we need him to... Let's get Texas. Get a little Texas route here at the backfield. Calvin Austin. That's what they also think. God damn it, get out of it! Nickel blitz. Oh, still, I was like, man, let's get House here. Nope, not. He's still tired, I guess. Like, does he have asthma or something? Like something, a medical condition that we need to be worried about? And there's a drop. Texas route, which I don't think he's dropped one all year, but what better time than now? Like, you don't have any. Like, this one works sometimes, but getting don't you have Alberto? We're down on our tight end like fucking 3. Biggest play of the half. Oh! Why are you so slow? Oh my god! That's such an easy touchdown. He walks that in weeks 1 through 17 of the regular season. Why is today? We gotta go for it. Why is today any different? And Albert just drops it. That's Marcus House. Probably a catch. But I forget he only plays half the fucking snaps. Like, he got both hands on this too, didn't he? Come on, man. Catch everything. Okay. That was a linebacker. That was a linebacker track. I mean, hey, guess so. Just give him the win. Just give him the fucking breaks tack. Can we get Jalen Hurts to come out the tunnel? Like, that's the only guy I think in this whole, like, in football, the world of football, that would be like, maybe we could come back and win. Now, the horn dog, picking him in, it doesn't matter. Everyone else has just been getting locked down, sure. There we go. Oh, finally something of a pulse from the squad. You know, maybe that's our path back. JC Horn going down. Pass could be there a little bit more, but it's, I don't know. The way our defense is playing, I don't think this whole matters a whole lot. Could go for 2 here. Got a lot of backups out there for some reason. Hey, caught it. There we go. This is where we need like a Papo blitz. Just find your way home. Carve through Brad Christmason and we smash him. Let's go. Yes, Bryce Young has somehow 4 touchdowns. But a little momentum for the good guys. 2nd and 10. Come on, Kyler. Pretty sure that's Brian Burns in coverage. 53, isn't that? Oh, that was his old number. Forgot that was his number last year. Still ingrained in the membrane here. Forgot you could be cool now at Rock Zero. 3rd and 10. Who is, like, just, still, no one has been able to suggest a fix why my goddamn tight end, it just doesn't play in opposing team territory. Like, he has anxiety, and there's a sack. I don't know. I think we got to take the points. We made from 60. 59. We got 2 in against us. That's a perfect kick. Max power. Max accuracy. It's good. What a kicker. That is a superstar kicker as well. Pick that off. Jump! They jump! They're fucking linebackers. Sticks a hand up. My number 1 pick corner with 6 interceptions. Just make a play. Someone make a play. Plays are there to be had. Fuck, man. Going through the motions. This is I'm firing the goddamn defense coordinator. Tell you right now, he's not making it out of the tunnel for the 4th quarter. Yep, wide open. Surprise, surprise. Wide open. That's our defense right now. That's our scheme. All of blitz. Because it's literally like, what's the worst that happens? Someone's wide open. They're that anytime we drop back into a coverage. Get pressure, hold to a field. Oh, they're going for it. For the jugular. That is the Panthers team we left from last year. I'm glad that our identity is still there. And there's literally no one within 3 yards of Miles Sanders. We're the Dallas Cowboys. We are the fucking Dallas Cowboys. The number one thing I never want to be. That is what... The amount of just uncompetitive, uncontested defensive play is fucking staggering. Every third down, no one there. Every touchdown they've had, where's any of my team? Like, can I just start simming defense and maybe that will be the change that we need? Because, fuck, I can't do anything. There's a starting running back get hurt. Cool. Cool. Nothing there. I was going to throw it to X. I was going to get jumped for a pick. Partial PCL tear. Yeah, sure. He's probably going to miss, what, half of fucking next season. Pardon my French. But it's just look like no one's, like, just... I don't know, man. Just shocking. It's the only way to put it. I can't even get too angry because it's not even... You get angry if it's close. You can get angry if, like, I'm keeping pace with them and we're having, like, fumbles and bad drops. It's not even competitive. Oh, yeah, just there's a drop from Marcus House, best player on my team. Fourth and 12. Ship it out, man. We gotta just... It is what it is. There's your instant touchdown. Oh, first and goal. Let's see how I can come in and fuck this up somehow. Holy! All I need to do is super sim and Marcus House would be in on a goal-to-go situation? Is that all I needed? You should have told me earlier. Come on, Super Sim. Make this game look not as we get a touchdown and we get a stop. Make this game not look as embarrassing, Super Sim. That's all I ask for you. You AI fuck. I do think the turning point of this matchup was when we had a wide open, easy walk-in for Kyler Murray, and he just had 30 speed, like Ben Roethlisberger. Well, there's another drop. Oh, knocked out, I guess you could call it, but I saw my guy get his hands on it and not come down with it, which, on the other side, they catch everything. And that's just, hey, well coached, I guess. Ben Johnson does not have his team mentally focused, mentally prepared on either side of the ball to be even remotely competitive in this one. So, 4th and 2, trying to just garbage time, make it look somewhat respectable. Marcus House. Another drop. What a way to end the season. I can't say I've ever had a franchise like this. And maybe it's good. I'll say silver lining. You know, I usually, when I win a Super Bowl, I move on from the team. And I think the young core of players we have here in Arizona, I want to play more with them. And if I would have won the Super Bowl, I don't know what I would have done. But holy shit, man. Holy shit, dude. It's like, oh, look, Bonds had a good game. Yeah, ace, like fucking PCL tear. Mingo 3-tie hat trick. Like, where are the drops, man? How many drops do they have? 1. Okay. Had to go get it lifted. Had to do something to let off some steam after just an absolute disgusting performance from the Arizona Cardinals. Honestly, this should, I don't want to say hot seat. We overachieved. If we were more realistic and not worst to first, if we went 10-7, right? We went 10-7, and this was a playoff loss in the divisional round. We'd be like, wow, we could build on this for the future. But the fact is, 1 seed, 13-4, one and done, and not only one and done. The matter of how that game was over at halftime. Picked up an injury here, 7 weeks for Roosevelt Bonds, the rookie. I think the only thing that's gonna make me happy is sim to the end of the year and see what kind of depth traits you get. Brutal, absolutely fucking brutal. You know what? I'm actually telling you right now. Throwing this guy under the bus. Not good enough. Not good enough. Looking at the Pro Bowl roster, shout out to the following Cardinals. Kyler Murray, quarterback 1. Huge. Shout out James Conner, who after the holdout and position change makes the Pro Bowl as a fullback somehow. Marcus House, tight end 1. Obvious. Kevin Dotson, left guard. Shout out. That's actually awesome. Paris Johnson, shout out. Gave up a lot of sacks. Still, people realize a lot of those are probably self-induced from Kyler Murray just scrambling all the time, bailing out of the pocket. It is what it is. Ojulari, defensive end 1. We got Xavier Collins, Owen Papo. We got Kenny Hodges. We got Marco Wilson. Outstanding. Outstanding haul for the Cardinals. For outright award winners, Patrick Mahomes brings home the MVP award runner-up, Jalen Hurts. Very much like IRL. There's Bryce Young making the top 5. Kyler Murray making the top 10. Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson, runner-up behind Robert Saleh. And in the NFC, CMC gets Offensive Player of the Year. Marcus House coming in at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to B.J. Ojulari, who early is up to an X factor, so it's not like we can really gain a whole lot. Outside of, likely a nice XP boost for him going to the offseason. Owen Papo making the top 10 as well. Very impressive for 2 second-year players making that gigantic leap. Marcus House is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Roosevelt Bonds coming in at number 3. Not bad for a mid-round pick. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Devin Logan, the linebacker, beating out Kenny Hodges, who I hoped would walk away with this award with 6 interceptions to make amends for the fact that he was a number 1 overall pick with a star dev trait. And that's not looking particularly good. Might need to go study that. How did he lose? That Logan guy probably had an insane amount of tackles probably. Best quarterback goes to Jalen Hurts with Kyler Murray making the top 5. Best running back goes to CMC. Roosevelt Bonds just outside the top 5. Best wide receiver goes to Cooper Kupp. Rondale Moore just outside the top 5. For best lineman, we got, this is always just bugged. Like literally got 2 depth. My backup right tackle, backup left tackle. I'd like to think that we're giving these awards to our starters. I'd like to think instead of Riley Reif, that's Paris Johnson Jr. Instead of Jake Witt, that is DJ Humphries. Best D lineman goes to BJ Ojulari, beating out such legends as Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, en route to that very illustrious award. Best linebacker goes Rashawn Gary. Papo, runner-up. It's always tough for off-ball linebackers to get this award because you get compared to guys that get sacks and TFLs. But I was like, Owen Papo, double-digit sacks, double-digit TFLs. Maybe put a little more respect on his name, if you will. Kenny Hodges does win DB of the Year, so there is a nice role for a potential dev trait increase. Marco Wilson, runner-up. We have Grant Delpit, low-key, an outstanding free agency signing from last offseason. That is huge. And maybe robbery out of all of his is TJ Klein, runner-up for Kicker of the Year, man. Guy's goated. And, shout out Carolina. Have an MVP candidate in Bryce Young. They go on and win the 2024 Super Bowl. The Bills' misery continues 41-31 with Terrace Marshall Jr. winning the MVP. Something to be said about, if any team was going to win, I suppose, outside of Philadelphia, our franchise from last year going on doing the damn thing, it puts pressure on us next year to come back. Revenge tour, if you will. Shout out, man. Hell of a job. Big retirements in the conference, in the division. Trent Williams retires, but maybe more importantly, the biggest surprise is one of the best linemen according to these rankings. Riley Reef, who played 0 snaps all year, has retired after 13 illustrious years in the NFL. And on top of that, just seeing what kind of big names. Terran Armstead. So it's going to be probably a bloodbath for offensive linemen in the draft and in free agency. Of course, that's where I scouted and focus scouted. Harrison Smith has hung it up. Outstanding player. Matthew Stafford, Fletcher Cox, Darius Slay, Lane Johnson, Tyron Smith for the Cowboys. But man, that is, Fletch is kind of a role player in this, but that's corner one and arguably the most important player, not named Jalen Hurts on the Philadelphia Eagles, have retired there. Trent Williams gone as well. Okay, a little bit of a change in the guard. And here's a moment of truth. I have not peeked. I want to leave it for an honest reaction. I am assuming we're going to get some dev traits. I'm also assuming there's going to be some robberies. Dev traits that we are assuming, I would say give you right now. Because you can come back to it in the comments. It's always good to farm for engagements. That's how YouTube works now. Who do you think? If you had to guess one player that didn't go up dev trait, that I'm expecting to go up dev trait, and I'm about to get very angry at, who do you think that's going to be? My guess is Kenny Hodges at corner, winning DB of the year as a rookie, not going up to a superstar. Well, Kyler Murray, no dev trait. 34 touchdowns, 38 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, 15, and it is impossible for this guy to get a superstar dev, I guess. Absolutely impossible. We got no dev trait on Roosevelt Bonds. I'm not going to make the argument that anybody else should have got one. Marcus House clearly would have got one, but he's already an X factor. So we'll spend the point here, bringing up to a 91 with the boost, and we get some nice route running there. But for the love of God, we got to figure out his stamina, his cardio. What's going on there? But I think, I'm not going to say robbery, but I'm very, very surprised Kyler Murray didn't get superstar. And on top of the fact of all the player of the weeks with no scenarios, on top of the fact that I've been getting gold medals in training, left, right, and center, no dev trait. He's what we were experiencing with Owen Papo last year. And, it stings because he's a quarterback. He touches the football every single snap. And I think we're getting shafted from him having abilities that can help us win more. I don't necessarily know if there's truly any overpowered superstar abilities, but I assume that it would help. Every little bit would help to make Kyler Murray that much better of a player, that much more overpowered of an 85 overall quarterback. And he is just, he should have had at least 3-4 times going up to a superstar dev, still stuck on a star. A little bit painful for sure. Defensively, let's see what we get. Well, Jalen Thompson loses his superstar. No dev trait. Owen Papo does not get a dev trait. You're telling me a star dev player who fought for tooth and nail last year to get a dev trait, had to roll into this year. You're telling me 128 tackles, 20 TFLs, 10 sacks is not good enough to go from star to a superstar? Zaven Collins. You're telling me that 137 tackles, 12 TFLs, 2 sacks, not good enough? 6 PBUs to go from star to a superstar? Luckily, on the defensive side, we did get a couple dev traits here in the secondary. Marco Wilson goes from star to superstar, 6 interceptions. Kenny Hodges, who I thought was going to be rage-inducing, former number 1 overall pick, goes from star to superstar as on road of winning defensive back of the year as a rookie. But man, oh man, Kyler Murray on the offense. Maybe Zaven Collins is getting a little chippy, a little too greedy in terms of destiny. But Owen Papo and Kyler Murray both should be superstar dev. And I think absolutely fair to call what has happened to them an absolute robbery. And I believe we also lost a star dev here on Kinlaw. I think he was a star dev. Yep. So we lost dev traits on 2 players. Maybe reflection of how average and bad the defense is. But if we have to find a nice moment, it's the fact that Ojulari got 6 skill points here to spend. And he is going to come back next year on an absolute revenge tour to prove once again that this year wasn't a fluke. Because, I mean, that's happened. How many times has that happened? I remember Jason Babin for the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't break the record. He had like 18 sacks, something like that for the Philadelphia Eagles. And, like, I don't even think the next season he made the full year before he got released. So, flash in the pan edge rushers tend to be a thing in the NFL. And that is going to have to be, you know, something that B.J. Ojulari is going to have to be mindful of this offseason. That everyone is going to be saying. That defense for the Cardinals was terrible. They got absolutely exposed by the Carolina Panthers. Ojulari did nothing against Turnstile Mountain. He's a flash in the pan. He is not going to be able to even sniff the production that he hit this year with 32 TFLs and becoming the all-time single-season sack leader. We're going to call it at this point. We're here in the beginning of the offseason staff week. We have to go hire a brand new defensive coordinator who hopefully can improve upon our 31st ranked defense and 32nd ranked passing defense. Even though somehow, some way, we had 2 corners go up superstar. We now enter next year with 3 superstar corners. You know, we got to find somebody that could just, you know, I'm not going to credit the DC that we just fired to the success of Owen Pappo, to the success of David Collins, to the success of all these other players. I think it's individual talent right now have been succeeding in spite of a bad defensive coordinator. And Ben Johnson came into Arizona to run the offense. He's an offensive guy, and look at the offense. The proof is in the pudding. An outstanding hire. We need to repeat history by doing the exact same on the defensive side of the ball. So that'll be the first big move. And when we come back for the next episode, it will be the offseason episode, so we will go through free agency. We will go through the draft process. And it's going to be a big one, man, as we are absolutely beat red in the face, embarrassed, pulling the Dallas Cowboys, being the 1 seed, 13-4, juggernaut offensively, and getting absolutely embarrassed by the eventual Super Bowl champion Carolina Panthers. So a lot of work to do. Got to go back to the drawing board. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm expecting off-season episode definitely come some point this week. Again, promise that we're getting back into the daily upload, something that I've always prided myself on. Got a little bit lazy again just because, you know, the numbers are a little bit down. Gets a little bit of like, I don't really want to do anything today. You know, it doesn't matter. Who cares? No, we gotta pick it back up. And it starts with the offseason. It starts with the revenge tour here for the Arizona Cardinals. Probably tomorrow will be the playoff run here. 4 pink slips. Get that franchise going there long. Very soon, realistic rebuilds will be dropping. I can't wait. That's the number one thing I want to do right now. I'm literally going to be rebuilding all 32 teams. Probably going to get a couple rebuilds a week. I'm thinking maybe sprinkle in a little NCAA content coming soon. Maybe some PC franchise content here in Madden. Maybe sprinkle in some mods and stuff like that. We're opening up the doors here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So thank you guys very much for watching. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.